we will continue with that money supply to the continue to see. But money supply is directly recognize this before we come to this idea of money supply directly recognize let's talk about the functions of money. Ekoi narang torom dawa functions of money sing kari no habido amti yingsi. So let's talk about this functions of money. Functions of money se kari no amti yingsi. For in class ko dam daida minute manga tara muk chang reasoning and assertion question RA question do horen tagu ni, so get ready for that also. So, what are the functions of money? Primary function, this is the primary, yes, most important function. Most important function of money is to act as a medium of exchange. Medium of exchange oina ek togo. Medium of exchange oina ek togo. So, what do you mean by medium of exchange? Remember that barter economy ki matam dadi. Me amana person amada karigumba buy and sell to have it already. For example, he have to transfer his good either magi pay or be I don't know. Similarly, Mr. B na sumongo su goods to mongo lego goods to transfer to no. Aduna tapadi mabani ki marakta yanaba common oiba amta leite. Mana pencil Mr. A sina pencil piram be Mr. B sinat Mr. A da pencil pirak pagi mahuta mana nowadays right now he might be transferring notebook transfer to where be aduna either cases barter economy dadi ani tuna common way yana ba A na su accept over B na su accept over common way ba middle point ama leite to bodo goods machine kero to bagi mahuta nowadays modern economy da money is in a transaction to which we do not need to transfer what we have to get something. I goods ama transfer to I goods ama mingon the pithoki darga tade. Here in this modern form of transaction, if I have something and I want to sell in the market, then Mr. B can purchase it using money. Okay, let's say that currency. Currency is high. Currency is in a I want to get because this currency is accepted by me also. Mr. A, I also accept Togani. Mr. B also accept Togani. Everyone in the country will be accepted. Will accept this money. Money will accept Togani. So this, the money acts as a medium of exchange. As I told you, exchange Togo matamda modern times that Hujiki matamdadi can you say money say common medium of exchange in a season of Hanadi goods machine transfer to Romari Hujiki common goods common oina masiki manisha. Now it can be used. Masi season of yare. Madhubri a medium of exchange. Don't forget it is accepted oinugini accepted oishi karikino hypotargati it is being the value is being promised by the government etc. So that is the meaning of medium of exchange. Medium of exchange have to be mentioned machine. Matham danamo, don't forget I will barely hide the single Nakan the there is medium of exchange when a to why money is as a medium of exchange because people have trust. Point number one, trust like Ragadi, even if government issue to Batarasu country currently there are some countries are there where government issue the currency, government currency the issue the toba. People have lost trust on the government. Government the trust is mang give na maram orkanda paisa khare accept to the example of Egypt ki hairo before around masidin sahi mari mangangi mamang da Egypt the wathok to economic crisis to masidin sahi amani ki mamang da amu Venezuela haiba country to the wathok to in that even if government issue to the people over there they decline to accept the money to accept of this. Aduna medium of exchange has said it is trust because people have trust in that money. That is why it acts as a medium of exchange. First point. Second point is that either the value is being promised by the government. Government promised to maduna modern form of money is a medium of exchange. So in ek point number 2. So point number 2 say this is known as store of value. Value store to bagi function ama money na act simply money act as a store of value. Value store to let me explain you with an example here, very simple example. Here it goes. See, nangi pocket to lupa chama lady high colors, rupees 100 lady high colors. High lupa chama that rupees 100 can be anything. Okay, you may have lots of desire. Nangi apama ma'am le but all those desires it can be converted to your desire using that rupees 100. Let's say that you have rupees 100. Lupa chama irai laina che matal amoina aigi wallet aigi purse yaubudo madoida aina value khang da wani. But Togotabu, Lupasam Satoga, notebook of Ontosi, not Dragana morning hotel, the Salaga breakfast, Sarubasui, not Dragana vegetable later Sui, Hybidi. Vegetable to give value, hotel the Laga Chapo Chaba, eatables to give value, not Dragana t-shirt, okay, t-shirt pang the Basui, or any vegetable, anything, high value shindo. Instead of Quina, physically, vegetable in a Thambagi Muhuta, Pashao in a Thamit. This rupees 100 actually represents the value of lots of things possible. Possible value may represent vegetable tables it can be anything, almost anything. Aduna store value having this rupees 100, the rupees 100 that I have, the rupees 100 that I have, I will lay the lupa chama. High charmasi, atopa value, tongan production gi value oiba yai high. Let me repeat one more time. I want the yaw lupa charmasi, rupees actually it may be 100 or 200, whatever. I want the yaw lupa charmasi, tongan product ki value on top of yai high. Adunadi, I want the yaw lupa charmasi. I am storing the value of other product, atopa production gi value stored over in it. So this is the meaning of store of value. Now the next one is a little bit similar to the second one. Second function is higher money exact here it goes. So money is also used to measure the value. So for me, let me write like this: measure of value. Value measured of the season. Value measured of the season. Store of value high give the store of value hierarchy, the Lupa Chamasi, Tongan production the Ontopia. High the Gatrati, a Lupa Chamasa, Tongan production the value. Aduna value do, I Pashagi poem the Tamini had a store of value cover. Measure of value habitat, it's very simple. Let me give you one very simple example. I find out me about the Nagi Imanabi, Natragana, anyone the Hambumatamda, Nangi mobile phone kaya P. Say cabbage Kobi say Kejita Kaya P, Hawaii Kejita Kabi, whatever. I quite a Hangbomatamda, put Amagi Belusa, money that to express the way. It's very obvious. Like I mobile phone Lupa Lising Tarapi, Alu Kejita Lupa Kun Mangapi, say cabbage the Lupa Kun P, like that. It means we always express in terms of money, that to express the way. Madamune could a measure of value. So money is used to measure the value of different products that we have. We don't say that like and if you find so that is very extremely stupid expression. Like nangi phone to kaya pige hai phone se notebook tara pi hainati. No, we don't express the value of mobile phone in terms of notebook. Notebook to express kesuk taude. Alu kg da kya pi hai? Alu kg se kaino pi khoi pencil manga pi hainate. No, we don't express in another forms. We express every product around us in terms of money. Money do express we atopan sijanate. Aduna money is used to measure the value of either goods or services around us. Service su paisa na sijine. Paisa na sijina express to. Atopa mayama laikra, ekoi money function si mayama laikra, atopa last oina amtang ge iramge. Functions of money ki last function. Sometimes book amaga different way. Nang apply reference book to I don't know which reference book is it. Sometimes smile yamasuyawi. So let me write the anima probable way ba anima ige. Sometimes in some book you might have come across the fourth function like this. Money is used as a means of future contract. Future wala mein. So future contract ki future contract ki tool sama oina sisinai haidu yai natragana, or it can be money is used as a standard means of deferred payment. I will explain this. Munatao idea to come over dunia maru future contract ki tool dama oina money se sisinai. Standard means of deferred payment. Masi muni yengadi high terminology and is exact oina managati natte. Some slight difference are there, but yengsi future contract se karino have something yengsi. Aina kano the high motrover the high motrover nang tabak sima tobiro. Let's say that you work. Let's say that I'm just taking an example here. I'm the boss and motrover is an employee. Employee in high policy. And I give a contract. We have an agreement between motrover and me. I agreement. High agreement. I ask motrover to do some certain specific tasks. Specific tasks. It may be anything. Notebook, copy, whatever. It may be anything. At the end of the month, I will pay you 10,000 rupees. See, actually this is a kind of a contract. Why I'm saying this is a contract? Contract you know the salary that you are going to get at the end of the month. Salary that depends on whether you have finished the task or not. Madu loiba matamda phanggadoini nangi salary haiduna phanggadoise. Hoi sometimes thabak sungchu sudraga salary phangba government ki employee yorom bi that we are not going to do that here. So employer and employee, they are kind of a contract. Masigumba contract piriba payments it will be in the form of money only. Money khaktana yagane. Let me repeat kari haba. We know what I mean by contract. Contract se kari no khange. In Harisna, contract any kind of contract sign at the end of the contract, paid it is most conveniently paid by money. Money paid I will give you an example here. Let me remind you the example of Motrover. We have an agreement between Motrover and agreement. Under this agreement, at the end of the month, after completing a certain task, I will pay you 10,000 rupees. Motrover will say that yes, okay, and hide it. Madugi mahuta, instead of saying that, Madu haibigi mahuta, if I say this, Motrover, you do this task. Now haibashiki task matoro. At the end of the month, if you are once able to complete the task to time the complete number. At the end of the task, at the end of the month, I will give you, let's say, 20 kg of potato. Actually, option number 1 was that. Option number A is that I will pay you 10,000 rupees. Every one of you will be happy. I'm just taking an example here. Instead of that, if I told you option number B, you guys do me these tasks at the end of the month, I will give you 1,000 kg of potato in a pig, tomato in a pig, high. Yes, this 1,000 kg of potato might be 10,000 rupees per kg. Value would be money. Potato 1,000 kg in a pangbaga, value di money. Value manageable taragasu, high second option, high nang tabak to lower matumda I nangudan kg, I mean, alu kg lishing of a piggy habito, masidi yaning. Definitely you will not accept this. Except everyone knows that. Madhudi obvious, this is very obvious reason. Simply because money habitually it can be converted into another product and its value almost remains the same. Potato habit it is not medium of exchange. Kanam can accept of there. Other medium of potato so atop value to we will not be happy if the future contract is paid using potato, tomato, vegetable or anything. As I told you, gold the pig had okay, but most of the time it will be in the form of money that future contract will be executed. aduna same idea is standard means of deferred payment hai machine hai badi ai ngasi dagi thabak tor matung da ngasi dena tha mari manga gi matung da se let's say that ai na kaino da haire Brendan da haire Brendan nang thaba ma tawo ai gi si thabak sima taw biro hari ba thabak to loiraba matung da ai lupa asuk yamna pige ha ba da ma harau ram bi ai madugi muta Brendan nang thabak to loira kan ai nango da notebook bundle tara pige haire ga de Brendan je kasu harau roi maram di kari na matam da hoi notebook ama ni darkar oiram badi ai Brendan gi notebook pay app the bundle the tara kun mangun ke darkar ta de so he will not be happy accepting the payment in the forms of notebook okay aduna that is why this money act as tools to execute future contract or you can say standard means of deferred payment sometimes machine ya mana thengani in your reference book I have come across some books where this term is also used whatever term this is never targa so idea remains the same samana bari so these are the functions of money. Functions of money say much is any future can you say functions is the yamna later adu bu koi important we bakara katani ne kan kalaga is the high say so these are the very few functions of money. Functions of money having the machine singina oile so if you have any doubt you can ask me yam thuna hango kano tawraga di makha da chathaga doi kari gino Sophia nang dum thing jibo ngasa ngarang thing ngasi du thingi so we have these functions of money now. We will come to the original idea money supply idea but I don't forget one thing that I give you homework homework you don't need to write that I want you to explain me yesterday's homework to explain yesterday I gave you homework. The homework was that under which condition RBI will print how much amount of money. RBI na paisa kaya na print to guduino hai base condition amagi makara depend to we and hai bani. Okay, you know this is theory practice. The kitang difference le rambe askoi ba kelo gudum le rambe ai. Google to na rabra phangabra. Kano Sophia phangabra Google Tibra ngarang kamay to ay pibong bak to. Hurry up, Sophia. The question that I gave you was that under which condition RBI will determine how much amount of money will be printed. Kayam yamna paisa kayam yamna RBI na print to guduno hai base independent oina mo ne hak to tawning hai da namning hai da paisa pa nam da nambi apu de tumai to radi to umang mang. Listen here, this idea is very yamna interesting oibani. Actually if you once high idea se clear oirabal ko adu batargadi you know the idea of inflation ju lakadoni so amount of money created in the financial system the idea su lakadoni it's very important to hear. Let's say that I'm just taking an example here 1947 actually I could give rupees amount already introduced but for me I'm taking an example. Okay, this is just an assumption. 1947 the India ne independent hai thangba matam da mamang the India haiba country ma lairam banate okay lairam banate India ma 1947 the ihan hana country em oirapu matam da aikhoi da lupa kayam yamna print to goduino you lupa hai se lairam dibani ko this rupee we are just as actually we are assuming it 1947 the India haiba country se pha hek country ama oi hek thorku matam da paisa darga tari haibu paisa je namgadui RBI na actually RBI na namgadui na namgadui ko paisa je kayam yamna namgadui no haibu se example haigem guna taw this you they need to print money. Let's assume that day number 1 of 1947 India haina country ama oina hobagi ahan banumita particular actually lots of producers are there including the individual producer company producer mayama budi laikre mayam singo pula punsel akan ai producer khakam haire India haiba country ji hobanu mita ahan banamita India da producer singna say car am khakam produce ore only one car is produced ore haibi khalase adoi bata argadine RBI na car to chanaba paisa je print to yare RBI now can print let's say actually this is very hilarious example but I'm just taking it one car se maduga chanaba lupa chama se RBI can print to be yai khaba tawdabu day number 2 da karigumba producer singna 2 car produce to taragadi now RBI can print rupees 100 print to be yare hadadi car amagi value se lupa cham oibanina car ani produce torgadi lupa cham chapi ani produce to yare now they can the RBI can print 100 notes because there are 2 cars are there produced in the country. Karigumba, you can imagine this. Karigumba, if RBI is printing more money than the goods produced or the less money than goods produced, adu ibati kari thokadino haidu yengi. Actually, on day number 2, RBI is supposed to produce 100 notes. 100 notes, ani produced by mistake. Okay, this is by mistake. By mistake, RBI is printing not 2 but 100 note. 100 share. Chama chapido, chama ki notes to mari print by mistake. In another word, the money created by RBI is rupees 400 total. Amount of car produced how much car has been produced here? Only 2 car are produced. Produced to the aduna takpadi car amamamdane. Now it becomes 2 na divide kanda it becomes 200 per car. Car amada lupa chani ki chang period. See, ahamba originally when nothing was wrong, kaita landne matamdadi car amagi value si lupa cham oirambani car ani produce to matamda lupa cham to it was okay. If by this example is by mistake. By mistake, if RBI is printing 400 extra 2 notes, 10 rupees, 100 rupees note extra, the price of the car increases from 100 to direct 200. Masibuni inflation and high. Okay, I go common person amada economics knowledge like the me amada Maman Pochegi Maman Tankat Pipe Karino had Hangoma the question itself is meaningless to them. Moi Apura meaning out when a Kangani. But yeah, from the perspective of economics point of view, the Yemba Targadi. Actually, when we say price rise, inflation, yes, there are different regions are there. Among those different regions in the Marakta, Tongan the regions in the Marakta, one of the reasons why there is inflation. Inflation basically, the creation of more money than needed. Darkar oibadi kya 200 rupees khatam darkar oibadi. But by mistake RBI is printing 400 rupees extra another 200 rupees. Because of that, price of one car suddenly increases from 100 to 200 per car directly. This is one of the reasons why. Okay, it's not only the reason, but one of the reasons why we have inflation. Inflation basically amani. Yes, we will come. RBI little bit. No study little bit. So basically, my question was that yesterday, in the last moment, I was asking this question. RBI na paisa kaya na print no have karamba factor depend to factor is amount of, don't forget this, write this down, okay. Amount of economic goods and services created. Amount of economic goods and services created. Under this condition, RBI will print money, okay. Goods and services create chana amount of money create helusu yade helagasu problem thoi walagasu problem thoi inflation deflation thokani aduna exactly amount of goods and services created in the economy magi equivalent oiba amount of money should be created, okay. Madu dani ngarang homework to here comes the explanation to do the lower. Now here it goes, the money supply. See, we know what we mean by money supply. Narang definition do nishingo, money supply we are referring to the amount of money in circulation. And one more thing, when we say that amount of money in circulation, we are not referring to the total amount of money. Don't forget that, okay? Total amount of money is referred to there. We are referring to a small fraction of total amount of money. Depending on liquidity, I am going to explain this word liquidity. On the basis of liquidity, money supply share. This money supply is measured in M1. Actually, for some country, it begins from M0, M1, M2, 3, 4. For other country, it begins from M1 directly, not M0. M0 yawi, yawi. But first of all, before we come to the measure of money supply, I will explain to you the idea of liquidity. On the basis of liquidity, money supply can be measured in different categories, different forms. And what do you mean by liquidity? Liquidity has a career. Okay. When we talk about liquidity, we are referring to the ability of an asset. Let me repeat one more time. Liquidity se karino haiba taragadi asset amagi ability ne. Karambe ability no haiba taragadi haiba asset tuna atope asset amada change tawba ngambagi ability. Let me repeat. Liquidity refers to the ability of an asset to change into another form of asset. Okay, let me give you one example here. Let's say that this is a lump of gold. Sana matum mama ingon the lady hari kalasi. Aduga kari hari sige. Just any sige example check the solution. Rupees 100 rupees ki note amag lady hari kalasi. So we have two assets with us. A lump of gold, sanamatum amaga, rupees 100 ka lady hand kalasi. Hi, this is also an asset, this is also an asset. Animag asset nakati oy. Hi, ba ahan bagi asset gold cha. Nang atupe asset like notebook hairone. I'm just taking a random example here. Notebook to convert to ge haibo. Yadi yani. I'm saying with emphasis added here. That asset gold can be converted into another asset called notebook. Yes. Udupati ay. Nang sanamatum no paira chatla stationery the chatla ay gi sanamatum je matak ama piram ge notebook am ta piro haida ya ba yai. Maybe. So budamu madugi mahutta nang rupees 100 to puro chatla gadi stationery the chatla kanda ay on the notebook am ta piu haidana sanamatum no utpaga rupees 100 se pubaga karam bane hena convenient oigani. Matrawa, Ali Jakar Mana convenient Wigini, Sanamatum Pubusina Hedra, not Gagana, rupees 100 Pubusina Hena, convenient Wigala. Rupees 100 obviously, Kalipino. Why? Because, here is the answer, because this rupees 100 is also an asset, but this rupees 100 have the ability to convert into another form of asset more conveniently compared to gold. Gold compared to matamda, this rupees 100 can be converted into another form more easily. People will accept it more. That ability of an asset to convert into another form of asset is what we call liquidity. Okay, liquidity has madudu. Can we have Anjali Yabra meaning say liquidity meaning say liquidity has the Karihaba Amtahiro, Nangilon Amtahiro. Anjali. Asset. Amasi a top asset. Amada on top. Fazana Hayuni. Sat. Tomabaro. Nangi word. The citizen Arcana. What do you mean by liquidity? Liquidity Sicarino. Let me explain you this idea of liquidity with another example. Actually, this is very interesting. To liquidity have a word chat. Liquid, liquid. Actually, yes, it may not be like that. So, I explain to what thing I got not there. No, come another cow, never hiding. Liquid, DT liquid, have the mahi water. Let's take the example of water. Water the example is colors. Now, ishing glass, inside a glass there is water. That water becomes the shape of that glass. Glass to be shaped. If you put in a bowl, if you put that in a bowl, that liquid will take the shape of that bowl. Now you take flask amada hapchalo flask to gi shape logani natragane se bottle amada hapo bottle to gi shape logani means liquid have an ability to change its form from one another very efficiently. Magi shape to bottle to OBI glass ama to OBI, it may be a cup OBI bowl OBI, anything it can be converted. That is the same idea we are using in this term of liquidity. Liquidity hai go madu ki idea to. Adu isam samna liquidity hai batagadi we are referring to the ability of an asset to convert into another form of asset conveniently. Remember the example of water. I know the peak water to example of this. Aduna liquidity ki stage da I hierarchy ranking hierarchy ki the ranking kanuni. Ranking to hierarchy now you tell me the ranking ji hierarchy. So here it goes. The some of the example, for example, gold hierarchy. Now we have this silver, and we have a piece of stone. It's a cloth, and it's a currency. So we have this gold, cloth, stone, currency. This is currency. I need to double RENCY currency. Which one will be the most liquid asset? Quite liquid asset. Sophia, I know. Which one will be the most liquid one? Obviously, currency will be the rank number 1. Anjali Amuhiro, second rank, level hurry up. Gold, yes, you may. Brennan Amuhiro, level with third one, have a ranking that. Eh, so you have to go Brennan. I'll do the yaro with the guy, you know, so. Put it amaga noon. Ha. Yes, I said, a town stone or a movie pare, I know stone in a low is the common sense of them, side the town, noon, green, college, pare, Brennan here, real stone or a magadi, pare, no MBI. But for my example, the stone that I am giving here is just Lambi the tower stone, I don't color people pare. Although, I example to the way this cloth will be the third and stone will be the fourth, like this. So basically what I'm trying to understand is that no liquidity ki meaning to khambra hai yeng bagi khatani. So don't forget, on the basis of liquidity, okay, on the basis of liquidity, our money supply can be measured in different categories. Category tongan khaili. See, actually, as I told you, for different countries we have different calculation. Tongan ba calculation season. India you oinasu. For India also, sometimes we start from M0, M1, sorry, 1 should be smaller, a little bit smaller like this, and M2, M3, M4, I don't calculate over. Okay, but in some books, like this M0 is directly it begins from M1, M2, M3, 4, like this. Okay. Either or, both of them are acceptable. Don't forget, both of them are acceptable. Aduna, hayeng sumaina complaint to ya there, no wakan the khande. I go into muti M0 the giveaway, aduga M1 je kam haina la ino hybrid yade. Okay, it depends on the viewpoint. Viewpoint to depend awi. Me kharana M0 the giveaway, country kharana M1 the giveaway. It's the same. Okay, for us, I go yo inadi. Thamhobia there, due jatanaba pull up oina aray bagi hector pull up oina complete option between aya bagi hector option between. So don't forget, these are the measures of money supply. M is the measures of money supply 0, money supply 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. What do you mean by this M0? M0 the yagu share kari no. M0 the yagu here it will be the most liquid form of asset. Quite again liquid over asset singo. Madu yagu ni that is coins and currency. Coins ka currency ka it will be the M0. M0 की value share must be weighted. Now, as I told you, our ranking is on the basis of liquidity. Liquidity the base the money and high grade. If M0 the coins and currency, M1 the atop form of money extra a little bit extra what it will be? What will be the extra? Here in this M1, high coins and currency check. So this coins and currency check. Let me write like this. Coins and currency CC high than the E. Something like coins and currency CC high than the E. Plus, now I will explain this, don't worry. Plus, we have this demand deposit. Okay, as M to be mapai over. Demand deposit. Sima yaugani. Next na other deposit with RBI and highlight, but for us other deposit as other deposit. So under this M1 we have coins and currency, demand deposit, and other deposit. We know what we mean by coins and currency. Enough explanation for this. We already have enough explanation for this. Now let me explain you what we mean by demand deposit. Okay, here it goes. I know the demand deposit ki explanation cha banking or so amukan hide kani nixing kani madu matam the hangba matam the kaure hide yaroi aduna record option mun tasalu. Here it goes. Me amana Karigumba being the Pesha Thamba Matanda, Isam Samagadi, account Hango Matanda. Let's say that this is SBI. SBI the account Hango Matanda. There are two types of accounts are there. Account Makal Anish to it. Okay, it may be you, no your parents who show the account there, meaning none of the accounts who show them there, money, hide the account door. There are two types of accounts are there. One is known as demand deposit Haidana Kitang Samigo, demand deposit DD Haiba Ama. Next one is known as time deposit, fixed deposit kasi time deposit haiba amaga ani thuna khaidu. So there are two types of deposits are there, demand deposit and time deposit. Togodapu aikoi noina khangnariba common person ayamana khangnari singdi demand deposit ngakani. Like for example saving account hairone. Saving account itself is an example of demand deposit. Then how do you define demand deposit? How do you differentiate this demand deposit with the time deposit? Ani se karam haina differentiate tagudo. Here it goes the explanation for demand deposit. As the name suggests, English time haige munatau, demand deposit are those form of deposit which we can withdraw the money whenever we want. Nangna thamgriba paisa do, nangna save togriba paisa do, nangna pamba matamda withdraw togu yaraba, liquidate togu yaraba, madu aikhoina demand deposit kowe. For example, let's say that post matric scholarship change haina khalase ngarang dawaram post matric scholarship ki changa paisa do ngasi ayuk dum lokthok yagane hayeng nungdang lekthok su yane ngasi dine chahi ahum mari ni matung da lokthok su yane. Whenever you want you can withdraw that money, whenever you want you can liquidate that money. That is what we call demand deposit. Whenever the customer demand it, they can withdraw that money. That is what we call demand deposit code. Time deposit hairagana particular time, particular period ama matured oidraba. Adu igadi withdraw to bi yadaba. Kari habu bido particular time frame ama madu koina maturity hairagani. Kari kumba maturity se complete to the taragadi you cannot withdraw that money nangi paisa oiragasu. Okay, nangi paisa oiragasu. Okay, actually I am giving you an example. Actually this may not be exact example. Let's say that Aina fixed deposit. Actually no gi baba hoi ima hoi khangna bale ka di dum hango fixed deposit han chakari no hai dum khangani. Fixed deposit ama yaure, fixed deposit policy me yaure. How do fixed deposit cha sumain company? Let me explain a little bit. The idea here is that you have to deposit for 20 years. Chahi kun deposit adum tawgada. Tha amada lupa lising amamam. 1,000 rupees every month, and you have to do this for 20 years. 20 years. Finally, I don't know how exactly. Let's say that 2020 the nang high fixed deposit si hoba taragadi. After 20 years means 2040 the mature oigane. Until and unless you reach this 2040, 2014 je 40 se yo bifawba nang gi paisa oijaraga su nang na thamgiba paisa sing do lokthok ko sungya yade madu ko khoina time deposit harakni thoni ko aduna fixed deposit, time deposit. Now adu be taraga de kana dan jige branded nang hairo demand deposit ka time deposit ka se ani se karam bani hena liquid oigani. We have already explained the idea of liquid. Liquid ki idea khangiduna ko. adu demand deposit ka time deposit ka kar manena liquid oi obviously demand deposit oi maram di kaigina matamda aina thamgi paisa do horen pamasu hayeng pamasu day after tomorrow aina lokok ya this is more liquid can liquid oi. Don't forget why I was asking this question. aina sini question je hangi je karigino hai matamda demand deposit is included here, included tawre, but not time deposit. Time deposit yaw de dana. Hold on a moment, it will be included. Time deposit is some choice in the Yaurokani, or in M34 that so in Yaurokani at a time you should remember why I asked that question. It's not that much liquid. Yamna liquid with the vanilla M1 the Yaudani. Konatan the Yaurokani look here. We know what it means by demand deposit. Demand deposit is Kalino Kane. I am when I could deposit of nursing the demand deposit not any atopa fixed deposit kaya tona de salary from Bami Gumbana Karatona Giwani do not other deposit habits in a Kalino. What do you mean by other deposit? Generally in some books, Smiley in a Sukai, I know generating aside the high to other deposit with RBI that Hamba atopa deposit Kai and high money. So what do you mean by other deposit with RBI? Other deposit with RBI is no have say. Let me tell you. Okay, I say I can tell it. Hierarchy, chin barbeli hierarchy. Write this down fast. Young fully shallow. Here it goes. OD have other deposits. OD. OD are those other deposit. OD are those deposit with RBI. Other deposit are those deposit with RBI by the financial institutions like say NABARD, NABARD, International Financial Organization, COHSEM, financial institutions like NABARD, International Financial Organizations. Higher, you can write here IMF, etc. I will explain this. India, okay. India, the financial institution currently, which cannot be defined as commercial bank. Commercial bank can explain to be defined to be institution currently. For example, NABARD, okay, National Agricultural Bank and Rural Development, National Bank for Agricultural and Rural Development, NABARD, Machine NABARD, Rural Development, the Pesha Hadabani, Atopa Agriculture, Rural Development, the Pesha Hadaba. Tawadabu Mocha, SBI, not tip, SBI has a SBI net, Modi Shendong, profit only. But NABARD, they don't do this economic transaction for profit not there. They do it for the benefit of the customer. Customers see the benefit like none of our high NABARD China. This NABARD used to keep money with RBI. RBI the Pesha Thami. High Thami. This becomes other deposit with RBI. And international organizations, lots of international organizations also used to keep their money in RBI. RBI the Thamas Yawi. Vice versa, it can happen. India is the Thamini. So these are known as the other deposit with RBI. M2 the M1 the M2 the heck Lakomatanda. Mayamna Kandari Chekamana Kandi Hamatanda. Actually M1 the key, M1 the key, M to the Laposet, Simutaki space later. M to the Laposet, Nasai do Nishing more head. M0 the key, M1 the Lakomatanda. This M0 is already included here. Coincident currency is nothing but M0 is already. M0 Aduna. M1 is equal to M0 plus demand deposit, other deposit. Lower. Similarly, M to the Lakomatam. When we come to this M2, this will be M1 plus M1 the Yaw give us Aduna M1 plus Hina Samtalagi. Okay, now M1 plus tawra matungda atopa lemhorisi karino haiba targadi this is post office saving. Okay, aina saving with post office hai hai no you na post office saving ha su ke su kai de post office. I will tell you what I mean by this post office saving je karino hai ki yamo hoi noi you na di aina khanbada account hang su noi minor win hang noi say I don't know account hang su ayambana noi bank ta ngatani noi hangam ga doise. I don't know whether you know it or not, but you can save money in the post office also. There are lots of schemes are there. Government loans to scheme mayam malay. Under this scheme, you can save money in post office opening an account. Post office chithi khatam thab gi natte letter khatam gi thab natte hujikandi. The post office in India, they are becoming a courier also, financial system also, insurance company also, lots of things. Aduna, among those things, you can save money in post office. High level post office the paisa save to give that will be part of the M2 be part of koi kadu. So this is the M1, M2 lore. But when we come to this M3 se lakko matam the we are going to do something here. Okay, M3. Look. M0 dagi M1 lakko matam dadi M1 is equal to M0 plus M2 is equal to M1 plus. Sumaina to gidno ko. This time M3 dadi often people na confuse no na confusion to si kamay to giham to sumaina M0 plus M1 plus to gidina M3 dadi M2 plus oirani haina khalli no. Answer is no. Okay. Yade M1 is equal to M3 is equal to M1 plus Masim sequence so M1 plus M0 plus M1 plus sequence. This time it will not be M2 plus, rather it will be M1 plus. M1 plus the last one will be Masai deposit ki makhal ani ki manungda ama yahog de ani super deposit this is yahog the time deposit will be part of the M3 ki part ama oil kadu Masai an example fi the time deposit haibaga demand deposit haibaga ani su ye na haibaga demand deposit already included in M1 time deposit include of the time deposit to M3 that include to good so this is M3 there. Now, actually, masi by heart of one change, you can do this M0, M1, do more than enough oil, but you know, cannot already have an ICM pass when explain to we come to the last one, that is M4. M4, this will be M3 plus. Okay, M3 plus. This time, post office saving again. Post office saving other than national saving certificate. National saving certificate. No ina thenga driba matani aduna pokti khara ngawgani. I will explain this. Chatlagadi hangu NSC have se karino national saving certificate have se karino have se explain torke munato. Nasai kari hai ke ina noida thengna ram dabdi ai na hai kanda post office su paisa save to bi ai in haidra masi je 2015 I think 2017 la 2019 la kaure maduda khatani muthat khibse han kamai doi khamra nogi ipam pupu hai kai hoi laidaga di hammu hoida post office save to matam dre moina certificate am pirakare hai ba certificate to da nang hai ba Mr XYZ suna lupa chama ai gi post office save to me hai no certificate am pi Madu Waikoina National Saving Certificate Scheme NSC National Saving Certificate had a company. Uzikan di Madu Pidre, Uzikan di virtually can win a PDF or a virtual win a Pide, Uzikan di formally can win a Geo in a Pidre. But high river certificate to Madu gives scheme do not have different schemes are there. Tongan scheme day. These National Saving Certificates and not about a different scheme of savings. Include this is what we call M4 hierarchy. M4 is equal to M3. M3 the yaw plus post office saving. Post office saving is the loina yaw those post office saving which are not national saving certificate. Okay, national saving certificate not about to pushing do madu yaw du. Yarba, pare. Okay, this is money supply ki matang se is the lawyer. Aduna money supply ki measure se is the lawyer. From tomorrow, most likely, we will go to the banking, RBI, RBI function. As I told you, I am going to do something regarding the reasoning and assertion question.